Hey, what's up guys? So I put together a list of 20 hints and tips and subtleties and utility moves that will greatly enhance your card magic. Last week I went over 5 of them, and in this video I'll be doing 5 more. So this is part 2 of a 4-part series. If you missed part 1, I'll leave a link down below. Let's just get into it. Alright, tip number 1, the real dribble toss. Alright, we have a card selected. Remember that card right there. Alright, gets lost back somewhere in the middle of the deck, maybe right about there. Without any funny moves, that card is controlled to the very top of the deck. Alright, so the reason why I call this the real dribble toss is because the original dribble toss by Steve Bedwell is based on the rub-a-dub vanish, where you take a card and apparently vanish it like this, but really all you do is push the card straight back like this before you cover it. So you're just doing that move during a dribble, so you show a card, the 10 of diamonds, and you just do that pushback move in the dribble like this, so it looks like the card is being thrown into the dribble. So at full speed, it can look pretty good. So we have the 8 of clubs, and it gets lost back somewhere in the middle, right about there, and is controlled to the top. The problem I have with that move is that you don't actually see the card going into the dribble, which I find is a weak point. So I call this the real dribble toss, so you can actually see the card going in. So what's happening here is a move that a lot of people miscredit. They call it, I think they call it the swing set control by Terry LeGerald, but that's not actually it. In fact, it's called the thumb off switch by Bruce Servan, and this is what it looks like. So you have the card, and you want to make it sort of side jogged like this, so that when you show it, it looks like you are doing this, right? Thumbing that card off, hence the name, the thumb off switch. But really what's happening is that when you show the card like this, and you put it back there, you're actually taking the card above it with your fingers like this. So this is exposed view. You put the card aligned with that packet, and you're doing this, taking that card right above it. So at full speed, it just looks perfect almost. So you show the card, and then you do that. It's almost like that move, the switch out sidelights by Ed Marlowe, where you show a card in a spread like this, you come back, apparently take it, but actually you take 2 cards, the one right above it, which in fact was my first video here on YouTube. So because the eyes naturally follow movement, you want to make the actions simultaneous. So as soon as you do the switch, you show the card, and you do the switch, you immediately dribble this packet like this onto the table. So as you dribble the cards on the table, you want to throw the card into the dribble. So you're here, you do the switch, alright, immediately dribble, throw the card in, dribble these on top, and the control is made. So here's a bonus tip. You can use that thumb off switch as a force. So our force card is the 5 of hearts, starts out on top. So they name, say, the number 12. What you do is you reverse count the cards into your hand. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the 12th card. So what we do at this point is you leave it there sort of side jogged, and you reposition everything in your hands, put those on top, take these in a middle grip, and look, now you're in position for that switch. So you could have said 13, you could have said 11, but you said 12. So watch, number 2 was a move called SLIPSTREAM, and this is what it looks like. So check this out, we have 2 aces on top of the deck, 2 black aces. I'll leave those face down. For now I need a card selected. It can be any card, so maybe this one right there. Remember that card, and that's about, oh, I'd say 26, 27 cards down, give or take, about halfway. Now watch, no funny moves, it gets pushed in, and just a snap. And that card jumps in between those 2 black aces, none other than your card, the 7 of diamonds. Alright, so the first part of this move is just Ed Marlowe's convincing control, which I've taught on this channel, and I'll leave a link down below to where you can check that out. So the best way I can describe this is the overhand milk shuffles, where you take the deck and you pull out the top and bottom card like this to start a shuffle, just like that. It's sort of the same idea. This is what I mean. So you're in this switched out position from the Marlowe move, where you show the card, you switch out the card as you call that, right? So you're in this position. Now you want to make it seem like you're just estimating how far down that card is. And so you're going to pull this card out, the top card out with your thumb, as you pull that cold card under it like this. Just like that. And don't stop there, continue in this gesturing action, just sort of spreading the cards and kind of counting, right? Alright, so a little bit more exposure. You're here, you do the switch, show the card, upjog a fake one, and then say look. That's about maybe halfway down, 26, 27 give or take. Now a second from the top. So this is really good for a sandwich effect. So you have the two aces here, face down on top, right? And you do the move, act like you have a card selected in the middle of the deck, but really do the move, loading in between the black aces there, right? No moves. Then you deal that face up, face down, face up, and that's the move. So number 3 is a really cool subtlety by J.K. Hartman. Watch, we have a card selected, 10 of hearts, and we'll cut that in the middle of the deck, maybe a little bit deeper, right about there. A little snap, it jumps to the top. So I came across this subtlety in J.K. Hartman's book called Card Dodgery, and it doesn't have a name, it just, he uses this in his card any number effect. So you start out with a double lift, alright? So when you turn it back over, you just push it forward like this. Or what you can do is Wonton Marie subtlety. When you turn it back down, you just push it forward and make it look like it's a single card like this. So in any case, once you have that fake card outjogged on top of the deck, you strip out a block of cards from the bottom of the deck, maybe about 10 or so, right? And you slap them on top saying, look, we'll put your card in the middle. Then you act surprised and say, oh, maybe look, we'll cut it a little bit deeper. So what you do here is you contact the bottom of that fake card with your index finger like this, and you push in all the cards below it like this. That way, you have a little step at the back, making it easy for you to grab a bigger block of cards, maybe, I don't know, half of these or so, and then slap these on top, and then that card will be on top. So number 4 is Ed Marlowe's Fingertip Peak Force, alright? So if you were here, I would have you just say stop as I riffle the cards, alright? So maybe right here. Alright, so the way this works is if you're familiar with a short card force, this is just an impromptu way to do it, and that's just Ed Marlowe's genius way of thinking. So the force card is on the bottom of the deck, and what you do is you begin an overhand shuffle, and about the middle, you in-jog one card like this, and you throw the balance on top, so that force card is on top of the in-jog. So that in-jog is going to act essentially as your short card, but just to make it easier, you're going to bevel the deck towards yourself. So you take the deck like this, and you just push in your fingers so that deck becomes beveled, just like that. Now you just scoot the deck up into your hand like this, so your thumb is above, fingers below like this to make the riffling action, and then you stop by the card because of that short card every time. Alright, so check this out. Just touch the back of any card, that one right there, I won't look. Alright, it gets lost back somewhere in the middle of the deck, maybe right about there. Alright, just to make sure I didn't get lucky, is your card on top? No, maybe on bottom? Alright, good. I give the deck a shuffle just to make sure it's really lost, alright? Now look, no funny moves. Just wave the hand over the deck, and your card rises all the way to the top. Alright, so this is Harry Reiser's push-in subtlety from his book Secrets of an Escamator. So this move allows the spectator to cleanly push the card in flush. So what you do is you have them touch a card and you outjog it, and as you come up to show it, you get a break under the card that's directly below their selection. So as you come down, just get a break below that card there, so you're in that position. So at this point, they can cleanly just tap that card in all the way, and you just have that break under the card that is below it. So you can do anything. You can do a pass, or you can just cut the deck to the table like this, and you can show that the card is not on top or on the bottom because it is second from the bottom. So what you do is you just start a slip shuffle, right? Doing that, and just keeping that bottom card there on the bottom, and then shuffling their card all the way to the top, just like this. So you can also control it to anywhere, say maybe the fourth from the top. So in that case, what you do is you do the same move, although in this case, you push over 3 cards and get a break under those like that as you close up. So we'll use the 9 of clubs, and then as you close up, you just keep a break under those 3 cards like this, so they push it in. All right, do the cut. All right, it's not on top, not on bottom. Now, as you start your shuffle, you just don't do that slip move, but you want to start running cards singly as you get to the bottom, so that card remains at the 4th position like this. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so I hope you liked the video, and I hope you learned something new, and if you did, maybe hit subscribe. And as always, till next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.